Hi everyone, Julie Henderson here, and I'm doing another PicMonkey tutorial. This one I'm going to kind of run through just the basics. I've had a couple questions about things like text and how to rotate text, how to make white boxes or white shadows behind my text. I think I know what they mean by that. I have it narrowed down to one or two things, so I'm just going to post both, and just a couple other basic edits. So I am going to go to design, and I'm going to do square today. And I am going to go to the overlay, this little butterfly here. So I'm going to add my own. And the other day I found this website where you could have a ton of different downloads for overlays. And so I'm going to use one of those. So it automatically makes it really small. I'm just going to enlarge it really big and see how I can still like click on it and move it. Actually, hang on. I'm gonna fade it a little bit just because I don't want it as dark. So see how I can still click on it and move it? I don't want to be able to do that because when I put my words and things on top, it's going to be hard to click on the word to move it around, or whatever object I'm putting on here to move it around, because every time I click, it's going to think that I'm clicking on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this little arrow up here. Oh, sorry, not that one, this one. Combine all elements. And what that does is it sets it. So that way, that is the background now. So that's going to be my background. And then I am going to add a photo. For those that don't know me, I have cats. So this is my Joe and his toes. I'm just using this because it's a cute picture. So I'm going to go ahead and put Joe there. And then I'll do a couple things. If you wanted to put almost like a frame around that, what you could do is take this and make it just a little bit bigger. Now, whatever you add next, it always goes on top. So because I'm adding this after I added the photo, it goes on top and covers it. So all you need to do is just right click on it and then put send to back, and then it goes to the background. So then I can make it smaller. I can change the font on, or the color on it. Now, say I wanted it to be one of the colors in the background. This is a little trick that I do. I go over to this effects, the little magic wand, and I scroll all the way down to draw. And then what you do is you click this little dropper. And so this way you can find, like if I want it to be that blue, I can pick the blue. And so if you see over to the left, it kind of shows up there. Or if I want the brown, I want to go for the brown one. So we're going to go to the brown. So you click that. And I'm not going to draw. What I'm going to do is copy this. So I'm copying the color code. And then when I go to this, instead of trying to figure out where that brown is and match it up, I can just enter the color code right there, hit enter, and then I have that color code automatically. Let me just get that a little smaller there. Okay. So then what I can do, I'm going to go back to the overlay. And there's a couple different things that I do for my words. I like the banners a lot. So say I want to put some sort of banner up here. I like doing banners in different colors too. I'm going to steal this blue color this time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make that blue. And then I'm also going to layer my banners. Actually, you know what? Let me show you how to do this way instead. Let me get rid of that one. So if I want this basically the same size and I want it the same color and everything, you can click on it and then right click and then duplicate overlay, and then you have the exact same thing. I want almost the same thing, so that works for now. What I'm going to do is go to this brown color, copy this color. I'm going to go right here, paste it, and then I have this brown color. So I'm going to put the brown one at the bottom, and I'll make it a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to put the blue one right on top. Now see, this is another one where I made the blue one first. So all I need to do is right click, bring to front, and then now it's in the front. And I can even like stagger that. That looks kind of funny there. Okay. So I can even stagger that. I could make it smaller. I could do, anything. I could move it all around. And then if I wanted to, I could put any sort of text. Joe's a polydactyl, so he has extra toes. So we call him Joe Toes. And make it a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to change the font. So that's how I do that. Somebody else was asking about white spaces behind words, and I think I know what they're talking about. So what I'm going to do is I'm moving this out of the way because I want to be able to work with it. And so if I have it on top of these labels here, sometimes when you click on it, it clicks on the labels by accident. So if you just move it right out of the way, it's a lot easier. So one thing that I can do is right click on this and duplicate text. So it does the exact same thing. And then I can make it white. And then because this is the second text that I made, it's going to go on top. So I'm just going to do send backward, which only puts it back one level. So I'm going to put Joe Toes back up here. I'm going to put this under it, but just a little off center. And it's hard to tell because of the blue, but there you can see it a little bit better over the brown. It kind of has that white background, that white shadow, and you can shadow it with any color. If the other thing that I do where I do white backgrounds is I go to overlay, and I usually do this on my recognition posts. So if you've ever seen me post about my coaches and their weekly recognition for the top coaches on the team, what I do is I usually have like a long list of, like people's names, whoever, like let's say Andrea, Angel, Melanie, Jessica. So if these are the names, we'll just put these right over here. Oh, you can barely see them. So if these are the names that I'm recognizing, actually, let me move this picture of Joe out of the way for now. So if these are the names that I'm recognizing, what I'll do, and so they're just not like floating, is I will go to the overlays and do the geometric, and I make a square to go around them. I make the square white. I fade it about, 40 some, 50%. And then I just do send backwards so the words are on top of it. And then that's how I make like the white square behind the words. So we don't need either of those. We're gonna, whoops. So there is my Joey Toes picture. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can add on here. The frames are on here. There are a ton of different frames that you can play with. There are different themes here, so you can play with, like this will make it look more, it kind of changed the color and made it look more like newspaper. Polaroid film, it kind of changes the color a little bit. You can go down to, let me see, correction marks. Like I could make that arrow pink. This is how you rotate. So I could, make it bigger or smaller, and then I could move it. Same thing with text. If you want to rotate text, so whatever you have written in your text box, you see this little round thing in the top. All you do is just move that, and then that rotates the text. And then what else is in here? There's all kinds of stuff. Like, let me see, celebrate. There's different fireworks. There's little messages. There's like party blunting. And you can, you know, make this bigger and put it anywhere. So there really is just an absolute ton of things to play with. These textures are kind of fun too. I could probably do this one on a different photo just because I have this background already made. But I mean, you could add like a brick texture to it. And then with the brick texture on the background, you can fade it so it's not as noticeable, or you can do it, you know, pretty solid and pretty dark. And then there's different, you know, different brick ones that you can add, and you can choose from any of those. Same thing with like the clouds and the water. There's different colors that you can add. You can fade them. These light ones I like just because it adds a little bit of color and it's kind of fun to do. But yeah, there's so much to play around with. There's all of these that I showed I showed a couple of these in the other video. But yeah, it's just super, super fun. But hopefully that helped. That's how I do the white behind the text. That's how I do my labels, and then the boxes, like the white boxes behind the words. So hopefully this helped, and let me know what you want to see in my next videos. Thanks. Bye.